Hello my friend, this is Dr. Michael Briscoe and welcome to DMB Fitness. And today we're going to be talking about probably the most famous exercise out of all of them, and that is the barbell bench press, okay, for the chest muscles. You know, guys just want to build up their chest muscles, and so this is a very famous exercise. I'm going to show you the proper way of doing it for proper body mechanics and to reduce risk of injury. I'm going to show you some no-nos to avoid also, okay? So some key points are that when we go to the bench here, you're going to have a setup something like this if you belong to a gym. You may even have a home gym that has something like this, or maybe more of a machine that you'll be using at home or even at a gym. But something's going to be similar to this setup. Now I kept the spotter racks right here just for demonstration purposes. Is that if you don't have an exercise partner, if you don't feel real secure in doing this exercise, I'd rather you be safe than sorry. It's because if you're doing this exercise and you try to get one more rep in there and your arms get tired and you can't lift that, you have something like this to just drop the weight on and you can slide out from underneath that bar. If you had a workout partner, they would be standing behind you and they would be able to lift that bar up off of your chest, okay? So if you have the ability to have something like this for a safety mechanism, please, by all means, use that, okay? That's why I left it there. So, some proper mechanics of the chest muscle. The chest muscle connects here to the front of the shoulder, and it's a big fan muscle that connects partly on the clavicle here, the collarbone, but it fans out and connects here to the ribs and the sternum or the breastbone here. And so the motion of that big muscle is, the main motion is that it's going to bring the arm inward across to center line. This is called adduction or adduction. Another thing it does is that it flexes or lifts the shoulder or the arm here to flex at the shoulder joint. So when you're in the bench press position, my arm is up here, and I'm going to, when I lift the weight, I am bringing the arm closer to center body, and that's what contracts this muscle here. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and demonstrate some other mechanics. When you're laying down on this bench, for a proper bench press, there are 4 points of contact: your feet, your buttocks, your upper back, and your head. Okay? So, but I'm going to demonstrate in the air so that you can see what's going on with the shoulder joint, the shoulder blades, and what my arms are doing first before I get underneath the bar to do the exercise for you. So, imagine me laying on the bench flat here. The bar is up here in front. I'm going to grab the bar, and I grab it with a closed thumb grip. I don't do a suicide grip where the thumb is on the other side of the bar, because if it slips, then that's a risk there. So I want to be able to control it here. So when I am grabbing the bar here, I don't want my shoulder blades doing this. I don't want my shoulders going forward. I want to, when I'm laying on the bench, I want to feel a squeeze here with my shoulder blades, and that's where I'm holding my shoulder blades and my shoulders. When I grab that bar, I am squeezing here. That allows me to get the most use out of and the most work on the muscle belly here of the chest. So I'm squeezing back here, and that's where I am. I lift the bar up. When I'm coming back, I'm going to come back to about 90 degrees with my elbows and my shoulders. You can go a little past that, okay? Now, depending on what your body size is, if you imagine the bar in my hand, the bar may not touch my chest fully, okay? I may be about this high off of my chest, and that's okay. Now, if I have a more narrow rib cage here, front to back, but some people have a broader chest, a more barrel-shaped chest, so when they bring the weight down, when they come to 90 degrees or a little past, the bar will touch their chest, and that's perfectly fine. So you just want to go here, and the reason being is really from a biomechanic perspective, once the muscle belly gets stretched past where your elbows are at 90 degrees or just slightly past, if I'm coming way down here, to ensure that that bar is going to touch my chest, there's really not that much more benefit to the work of the muscle belly here when I'm coming from back here. Okay, and that's due to how the attachments are of that muscle. So I'm just here, and like I said, you can go slightly past it, but really if I go further than that, it's not that much benefit. But also, most injuries to a muscle when you are weightlifting, when you're exercising, is when the muscle is stretching versus when it's contracting, okay? So if I'm going way back here, especially if you're trying to do heavy weight when you shouldn't be doing that because you're not ready for it, you can tear this muscle belly and get all black and blue in here from all the blood underneath the skin. So again, my shoulders are retracted here. When I grab the bar, how do I know how close or wide do I grab the bar? If I bend my elbows at 90 degrees, basically if you imagine where your fingertips are going to touch the bar, that's where you grab. Okay? So that's how you do a good indication of that. So my shoulder blades are back. I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to press it back up. Okay? I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out as I'm pushing up. I'm engaging my core when I'm laying there. My feet are driven into the ground. That's what helps me have power when I'm lifting it up. Okay, that stabilizes me. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate some things here. So when you get underneath, where does the bar go? Once I grab the bar and I'm lifted up here, okay, notice I'm doing this with my shoulder blades. I want to feel my shoulder blades and my upper back on the bench. Feet are touching, buttocks touching. I have a slight arch in my lower back here, okay? My upper back's touching in my head. So I'm here, my elbows are at 90 degrees here. I can imagine where my fingers are going to touch. So I'm gonna grab the bar right here. On most bars, there's these grip lines, and I can kind of gauge and be equal on both sides. You don't wanna be over like this and have an imbalanced bar, okay? So this is suicide grip. You don't want to do that. I want to grip and control. So where does the bar come down? So if I lift up here, when I come down, I want the bar, my hands are a little forward for demonstration purposes, but I want my wrists, my elbows, and my shoulders to be in line, okay? And you'll see it once I lift the bar. But when I bring it down, I want that bar to be coming down in line with the nipple line on a male, okay? So in other words, I don't want it way up here. I don't want it way down here, okay? I want it coming down in the plane of my nipple line on a male individual, okay? So again, elbows are 90 degrees. Here we go, okay? Wrapping thumbs around. So again, now I'm retracting here with my shoulder blades. I'm going to lift up here, okay? So I am retracting my shoulder blades. I can feel the squeeze. I'm not doing this to where I'm raising my shoulders up like this. Here it is. So from here, I'm coming down, and I'm at 90 degrees right here, a little past it, and I'm coming back up. Going down in line with the plane of my nipple line, and I'm back up. I'm breathing out as I'm pushing up, breathing in as I'm coming down. Here. Okay. Now I want you to notice, I'm going to go down further so you can see how far down my elbows go if I'm touching. There's really no benefit to having that there. Okay. 90 degrees or slightly past it, and then coming back up. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to re-rack. Always make sure it's secure before you let go. So I'm going to show you again. My elbows are coming down at 90 degrees, but I want you to see how my elbow position is. It's not like this, okay? It's not down here. It's like in the middle, right in through here. I'm not straight out at 90 degrees or 180 degrees here. I'm brought forward a little bit here. And that's the normal movement, the normal position of the ball and socket joint when you're doing this motion. Okay?